GoPro, so I'm going to go live on my YouTube channel. So what's up YouTube? What's up Facebook? Let's get cracking. This Motivational Monday, I'm going to be telling you a couple of stories, and live video has stopped on Facebook. Why Facebook? It's okay. YouTube, I still got you. I've still got you, YouTube. So let me click view on YouTube. I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but it ain't showing me love. But YouTube is totally showing me love, so I've got you. Okay, let's do this. I am talking to you from my new camera. I got some really cool setup with the lights going on. Now, I basically on a Motivational Monday, I kind of just want to tell you a couple of stories, and that typically have they have a point to them. I'm not just telling you some random stories, right? So, but I want to get good at my storytelling skills, and I want to just get a little bit more real with you and less edited, so that I improve my storytelling skills in a live environment, but also that I become a lot more real with you, so that you can see that I'm human, that people are human and people make mistakes, and that the process of getting better at some things involves getting mistakes and kind of involves putting yourself out there. I think it's very easy to sort of see some of my videos and sort of see the real edited or the end version, and without realizing sort of the process or the mistakes that go into it. And doing this live allows me to make a lot of mistakes. So occasionally I might even accidentally say a bad word. But so let me tell you a story. Let's start with let me tell you a little bit about myself, okay? So why do I talk a lot about influence and persuasion? And I kind of want to tell you a little bit about that, because when I was growing up, you know, a lot of people think that people are born influential, people are born charismatic. And I kind of used to think that too, because the reality is when I was growing up, I was anything but someone that was able to influence people. I was not charismatic. I was that shy, awkward kid in the corner, right? So to give you an idea, like I had really big, thick glasses when I was growing up. They were -6. Now, if you don't know how strong that is, if a normal guy put on my glasses, he'd see back in time. All right? You know, I put on my glasses on the TV, and they like pick up Showtime. That's how strong my glasses were. So growing up, I was not very confident. I was really that shy, awkward person that really wanted to make a lot of friends, but I was bullied a lot, and I was always trying to please the guys that were bullying me, right? I really wanted them to like me. So one day the bullying got really bad, right? Like, because at some points they used to try and bully me up until the point where I would have tears in my eyes, and they'd make a competition of it, right? They'd like see who could make Muneer cry first, right? And so one day I kind of went home from school. It got really bad. So I went home from school, and I was, you know, like at school I'd been crying, but I was trying to fight back the tears at home. And at the house I was sitting there, and my dad came home. And he saw me, and he's like, you know, hey, Muneer, how you doing? I was like, yeah, okay. And he saw something was wrong, and he's like, so Muneer, what's up? I said, nothing. And he said, no, come on, tell me. I can see something's wrong. Tell me, what's up with you? And so I said to him, look, I've had a bad day. I've kind of had a few recently. And so my dad paused for a moment, and he's trying to think of what to say, and he goes, okay, what sort of day do you want? And I thought about it for a moment, and I sat there and I went, well, I don't want to be bullied. I don't want to feel sad. I don't want to feel depressed. I don't want to XYZ. And he stopped me and he just went, Muneer, I did not ask you what don't you want. I said, what do you want? And I thought about it. And I hadn't really thought about what it is that I truly wanted. And so the first answer I came up with was, you know what? I kind of want to be confident. But then I started thinking, okay, what does being confident mean to me? And so I started thinking about that. So, you know, I didn't give my dad a very definitive answer, but that question stayed with me. What do I want? And then when I answered that, it was like, okay, what does that mean? So slowly but surely the answer came to me, and funnily enough, like, so I was a kid, I was watching a lot of Eddie Murphy at the time. I shouldn't have been watching Eddie Murphy, but we're talking about, see, when I was growing up, there was no YouTube, right? There was no video on demand. I grew up in Oman. We had one TV channel and it wasn't all that great, right? So we used to watch a lot of videos, like videos every once in a while. And I only had a few videos at home, and I had Eddie Murphy Delirious, which is a stand-up comedy with lots of bad words, naughty words, which was not something that like a teenage boy, or like not even a teenage boy, but a very young boy should not have been watching that sort of thing, right? But I did. Nobody was there to tell me not to, and nobody was watching me what I was watching. So that was my reality. I watched a lot of Eddie Murphy, and what I would see is this guy on stage, and he would just be there and he'd make everyone laugh. Like people, like he was entertaining people. People liked him. He was just being real. And, you know, people from all over the world were laughing, and he was wearing a red leather suit, which, you know, I didn't see myself wearing red leather, but otherwise I was like, you know what? I could see myself doing that sort of thing. Maybe perhaps without the swaying. So first I said, you know what, that's kind of what I want. I looked at that model and I said, you know what, that's the kind of thing I want. And then the next step was actually designing it to my sort of specifications. So I was like, you know what, I don't exactly want to wear red leather. I'd love to do that, but I'd like to do it, maybe I'd like to wear a suit, or maybe. So I started visualizing the kind of thing that I wanted. And here's the crazy thing. The next step is I started watching, I didn't do this on purpose. It's not like I was a boy that read like lots of personal development books going, this is how you train your subconscious mind. No, I was a bored kid that had Eddie Murphy, which was a movie with lots of swearing, and it was funny, and I enjoyed watching it, right? So I watched it again and again and again. But what's crazy is, because I had told my mind, hey, this is what I want, but I want it this way, this way, this way. Every single time I started watching it again and again and again. Remember, because there was no YouTube, there was no good TV channel, you know, I had to watch stuff over and over again back in the day. But I was training my mind, I was telling my subconscious mind, this is the blueprint that you want to follow. This is the kind of state that you want to get to. And needless to say, I was not nowhere near sort of a personal development expert back in the day. But the crazy thing is, fast forward so many years later, and all of a sudden it's like I am like all of those things kind of came true. And I didn't know how, but I had just programmed it into my mind, into my subconscious. And how did I do that? I did it. Well, it was just by chance. It wasn't that but what I had done was I had I had defined what it is that I wanted. I had designed it to my ideal outcome, and then I would remind my mind over and over and over again. And then if you fast forward a number of years, now I've spoken in over 15 countries. I don't do stand-up comedy as such anymore. However, I used to do it. I was paid to go and make people laugh. Now I still go and make people laugh. I get paid to do it, but I do it in a personal development context. I tell stories that are developmental in nature, but that are also funny. So I'm still kind of living my dream, but I've also tweaked it. I've tweaked it, and I keep tweaking it. So I suppose the question for you in this Motivational Monday is, what is it that you want? So I want to thank you. This is one of many storytelling sessions that I'll be doing. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I thank you very much for listening in, and I will catch you guys very, very soon. Thanks. See, now I gotta figure out how to stop the live. You can tell it's live because I have no idea what I'm doing. This is the first time I'm going live with this. Okay, here we go. And I will just press the stop button, and then I guess it's over between us. Not over between us, it's over for today. I still love you, and I do love you. Thank you very much for watching, if you are watching, and I wish you all the best of success in your